Well, folks, it is another week, which means it is time for yet another injury report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for their upcoming matchup versus the Cleveland Browns. And there are a few names on here, but definitely names worth paying attention to. There are only 6 names on the injury report so far for this week for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the names are pretty substantial. Firstly, you have running back Leonard Fournette, who is dealing with a hip injury. He was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice. Now, Todd Bowles said that Fournette is very sore after this injury that he's had sustained in the Buccaneers win versus the Seattle Seahawks in Germany. And if this severe soreness continues, then Leonard Fournette will very likely not play versus the Cleveland Browns. However, if he is feeling better, then he will probably be playing versus the Cleveland Browns. And I know that that is pretty much the case for every injury, but I do think it was interesting that Todd Bowles made a note of it talking to the media after practice today. If Leonard Fournette cannot go, this would mean a huge opportunity for Rashad White in the Bucs game versus the Browns. He has already been looking very good throughout this season. A lot of people have already been calling for White to start over Fournette already. So again, really can't state enough how big of an opportunity that would be for White if Fournette is potentially out with this hip injury. That's definitely one worth paying attention to. You also have Keyshawn Vaughn and a guy like a Giovanni Bernard, who the Buccaneers did recently designate to return from the injured reserve, so possibly pay attention to that as well. Russell Gage did not participate in Wednesday's practice due to a hamstring injury. This is nothing new, unfortunately, for Gage. He has been really battling with this hamstring injury throughout the entirety of this year. Very, disappointing so far to see Gage have these injury concerns. Can't say it enough times. Hopefully he can get healthy soon. Luke Gage was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice with a foot injury. I'm going to be talking about this probably in a separate video, but right now as it stands, Gage is possibly going to play against Cleveland, but Nick Leverett has been named the starting left guard for the matchup. Still worth paying attention to is Gage's injury. Zion McCollum was a full participant in Wednesday's practice with a concussion, recovering from a concussion, I guess I should say. J.J. Russell was a full participant in Wednesday's practice with a hamstring injury that he has been recovering from for a couple of weeks now. But the big one here is this. No pun intended. Vita Vea did not participate in Wednesday's practice with a foot injury, and Todd Bowles said that this is definitely, paraphrasing here, but this is definitely one to worth monitor. This is definitely one worth monitoring. Words are hard, but anyway, point being is that Vita Vea is dealing with a foot injury, and it seems like he is definitely questionable to play in the Bucs' upcoming matchup versus Cleveland. I just made a whole video talking about Vita Vea and how he has been healthy and how he's been having arguably the best year of his entire career so far this year. So this is extremely disappointing news. Fingers crossed that Vita Vea will be able to play in this matchup versus the Browns, because if he can't, well, of course, his presence would be sorely missed on the Buccaneers defense. But folks, that is it for this injury report. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comment section below, about Leonard Fournette, about Luke Gage, about Vita Vea. If those guys cannot play, who would you like to see step up? Again, Rashad White is an obvious name that comes to mind. Nose tackle, maybe Raheem Nunez-Roches, maybe not, who knows? Maybe you think Logan Hall should be getting more snaps. And then also the possibility of Nick Leverett playing, or I guess I should say he is the starter for this matchup. How do you think he's going to do? Of course, some other names like Gage, McCollum, and Russell are in there as well, but I think the three really big names are Fournette, Gage, and of course, Vita Vea. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.